Hey guys, it's Joey up here. So, you guys missed last night training. You missed part 3. Well, not to worry. Let me give you a 10 to 15 minute summary of what we talked about in last night's training, shall we? Okay, so the focus of part 3, the entire training, we went a little bit over time yesterday, but the entire training was about growth. It's about making progress with our career. So we started off the discussion about what is the opposite of growth. The opposite of growth was stagnation, and stagnation often comes across as frustration, procrastination, indecisiveness, all those things, right? So if you're experiencing that in life, in general, that means there are some parts of your life you're experiencing stagnation, and with the training that we talked about yesterday, we can make progress, we make a breakthrough. And one of the things that we focus on is the ability to make progress in terms of career. Now, I introduced a concept about talking about the big outcome first, the big result that we want to achieve, which is career advancement, career improvement, or growth. And then we talk about how we achieve that through strategy, the how-tos, and then the how-tos is linked to the key feature in Pazi, not the other way around. Because most people want to, when they learn Pazi, because in their mind they think, okay, if I just know everything about the elements, if I know everything about the 10 gods, if I know everything about the clashes, the combos, if I know everything about the death and emptiness, then I'll know Pazi. Those things are features. Knowing the features don't show you how to read the chart. So my framework for learning Pazi and mastering Pazi is first know about what are you actually reading, what you're trying to achieve, which in this case is about growth and career advancement, and then what strategies are involved, and then what key features in the Pazi are you looking for to actually achieve those strategies. And that's what we discussed in the first part of our training. Then we went on to talk about career analysis, and that is from the 5 elements perspective. And so first I define there's a huge difference between a job and a career, right? Career is about long term, it's about fulfillment, it's about making that progress. So we zoom into the types of career that one can actually pursue. Now, before I went on to talk about how you can select a suitable career, because a lot of people just think if I just find a suitable job according to my Pazi, life will be great. Well, that's not the case, because we must first understand what is the cause of our misalignment with our charts. When we are misaligned, we tend to not get fulfillment, we tend to not make progress in our career, we tend to not be able to perform at our best, and that's where we don't make enough money, we have struggles, we have a scarcity mindset, we have all the problems that we have in life is because we are misaligned. And to address this, I first introduced the Pazi impact model. So the Pazi impact model talks about 4 components in your Pazi chart. Now, if you're a Pazi practitioner or a student, you will recognize this as the year pillar, month pillar, day pillar, and hour pillar. So it represents 4 aspects of an individual. The day represents the illusion of self. It talks about the internal distortions, the internal programming that one actually give themselves. That's why the day represents the self. The month pillar is called the adopted identity. And so the conditioning at work, right? Our job, our professions, that we adopt an identity that is not truly ours, but it's because of the job, the profession, that causes us to feel and think that way. So it's a lot of work-related influence. And then the year represents the shifting self, which is the external forces, the environment, the social pressures, the culture that we are in, the family background, all those stuff which are external that, we sort of want validation from. That's the shifting self. And the hour pillar can represent the wounded self, the trauma, the emotional baggage, the unresolved past. Now, how do we know what could be the problem is when we have the Pazi's key features that are affecting the year, month, day, and hour. And what are these key features? The clashes, the combinations, the harms, the punishments, and all that, which we will be discussing in part 4. So that's tonight. You don't want to miss that, okay? So whenever there's a clash, combination, harm, or punishment, or destruction happening to the year, month, day, and hour, one of this will impact either the adopted identity, the self, the illusion of self, the shifting self, or the wounded self, okay? So after I introduce that, then and only then I introduce the Pazi career alignment framework. And this framework looks like this, okay? This framework has got 4 layers. The first layer is about the industry. What is the industry that one will find the most opportunities and value in? Okay, so that's the first layer. And then we move on to the field, and then move on to the role, and then to the expertise. Okay, if you miss this, I totally would recommend that you watch this, at least this section of our training, because it's so juicy, right? So this, everything that you want to know about career alignment is in there. And so the industry is governed by the 5 elements, the strongest 5 elements in your chart. The field is governed by the 5 structures in your party chart. The roles are determined, the best roles to play within the career is your 10 profiles. And the expertise and specializations are the exact 60 pillars that you have in your party, okay? Now, starting from the industry of the 5 elements, right? I introduce how to determine the industry element. So it's about key themes. It's about the questions that you ask yourself, right? Like, for example, wood element, industry that belongs to wood involves teaching, growth, nurturing, and it relies a lot of renewable resources. For example, you have farming, forestry, herbal medicine, or it involves a lot of creativity, like writing, designing, branding, all this stuff. This essentially is wood. So that's why education, publishing and writing, fashion and design, all this is part of wood. And then we talk about how do you recognize fire industries? Well, fire is in public attention. One of the key questions is, does it have public attention? Is a major factor like entertainment, media, marketing, right? Or does it involve heat, energy, light? Involves transformation, fast changing like AI, energy sector, performing arts. All this is fire related, right? So this that's why it feels like marketing, PR, entertainment and media, technology, software, AI, energy and power, all this is fire element. And then we talked about the earth element. The key questions of how to determine the earth element is, does the industry involve land, construction or property or tangible assets or large structures? Does it talk about long-term security, long-term value, talk about timelessness or stability? All right, so all this is earth related. So real estate, property, museums, construction, infrastructure, all this is part of earth element. And then how do you recognize metal element? Metal element industries are disciplined, regulated, logical, systematic. Does it involve law, regulations, finance, military-like structure, for example? Or does the industry prioritize precision and certain technicalities like engineering or banking or jewelry, for example? All this is related to metal. Therefore, finance, banking, law, governance, engineering, manufacturing, precious metals, all this is metal-related element. And how about water? Well, ask yourself, does this industry involve a global reach, a network, fluid communication, right? Adaptability, constant movement? So or it requires gathering of knowledge and intelligence, logistic, transportation, therefore consulting and advisory, journalism, media, research and development, hospitality, tourism, all this is water element. I also spent some time on talking about how certain industries or work that governs different aspects of that element. And you want to watch that part as well if you've not already done so. Like, for example, when we talk about restaurants, in general, restaurant can be fire if they're focused on experience and dining trends. But a restaurant can be focused, or if it's fast food or fast turnarounds, then it is water. Or if it is earth, if it's focused on hospitality, customer satisfaction, old recipes, right? Or tradition, like a 200-year-old restaurant, then that's earth-based. So don't just look at restaurants as fire in general. It's different depending on context. Like tourism, if you're talking about history, museum or ancient sites, it's earth. But if you're talking about industry of traveling agencies like cruise lines or luxury hotels, flying and sailing and all that, that's water element, all right? Or if you're talking about festival parties, right? Tomorrowland and all those stuff, that's fire element of tourism. You see the difference, right? We're talking about tech companies, in general it's fire, AI, social media. But when you're talking about cloud services, when you're talking about global platforms, right? Data centers, those are water element, okay? Then I talked about how do you make more money at work? Through the secrets of the 5 elements, okay? So whatever I'm sharing with the group yesterday was extracted from the secrets of the 5 elements training program, okay? So I sort of summarized it and gave out the important points. So there was a topic on making more money at work, and I extracted from the 13-point party checklist, which is part of the secrets of the 5 elements. Now, there are 13 points. to make more money at work through the 5-element analysis. And I talked about best industries based on 5 elements, work style based on 5 elements, leadership strengths based on 5 elements, leadership weakness based on 5 elements, best business approach based on 5 elements, worst investment mistakes based on 5 elements. Okay, so 6 out of the 13 points was discussed yesterday. Okay, so if you know about these 5 elements, you know where to see it in your chart, generally you will be able to find where these checklists are, and you can see which aspects of your career you need to take note of. And then I talked about the 10 magnetic parts or archetypes of charisma. So people want to know what they can do right now to excel in their career, to actually succeed. So I talked about 10 things based on the 10 stems, and this is from the annual 10 stems. So we refer to the annual, page 3 of the Parts Explorer. You see the 10 stems, and you see the most strongest stems. So follow those related to the 10 stems and you will get the outcome, okay? So if Yang Earth is your strongest element, focus on confidence as your key attraction to attract opportunities in career. If it's Yeet Wood, you want to be the connector, right? You want to be able to use genuine interest as your superpower, connecting people, building deep relationships effortlessly. If you're Yin Water, you got to be the empath this year. You got to have emotional intelligence, deep intuitive sensing and responding to emotions like a flowing water. If you are Yang Fire, you want to be the fire starter, using passion and enthusiasm, like a blazing force to inspire and fuel other people with excitement to join you. And if you're the Yin Fire, you want to be the storyteller, like the bard, right? Like a candlelight, it captivates and draws people to your warmth. Or if you're Yang Metal, you want to use your presence, your commanding voice, like it commands attention with strength, with composure and unbreakable aura. You want to be that warrior class level person. If you're Yang Wood, you want to use authenticity and vulnerability, standing tall and unwavering, inspiring others to embrace their truth. That will bring opportunities in your career to you. If you are Yang Water, use wit and humor. Be playful, adaptable. Don't always be so serious. You want to flow through conversations with ease, just like water. And if you are Yin Metal, then you want to be the enigma, using mystery, be refined yet elusive, be intriguing without revealing too much. That's how you attract attention and be seen as charismatic. And then Yin Earth, purposeful, show the vision, cultivate, patiently, shape the future with purpose, share your vision. So there are 10 things. If you want to see the details, go and watch the replay of this, the training program. It's very insightful, okay? So I put everything together by explaining that if you put everything that you learn from part 1 and 2, the core identity atlas, together with the secrets of the 5 elements through understanding your career, and plus you take action, then you will activate potential growth. You will grow. That's where you get good luck. Now, if you don't take action, so knowing the secrets of 5 elements and your core identity atlas is no use. Opposite of growth is stagnation or dying, bad luck. Okay, so there are 2 paths that people can take. And then we deep dive onto the roles you're supposed to play. So we talked about the industry, which based on the 5 elements, then we jump to the 10 profiles, which is the roles that you could play that will align to your career. We talk about the Yin roles, which focus on the philosopher, the performer, the pioneer, the warrior, the leader, which the main keywords are, they thrive in chaos, freedom, opportunistic, and disruption. And then the Yang group, which is the analyzer, the artist, the director, the diplomat, the friend, they thrive in order, right? Control, strategy, stability, and unity. Right, so there are key components in these 10 profiles, and there are key features. I explained them in detail, so make sure you go and watch it. And then I talk about if you do all this, you have the ability to jump to the next level. And jumping to the next level, the next league, is in fact what all of us should be doing in order to thrive. So to do that, we maximize opportunities. To maximize opportunities, there are 2 ways. The first way is to understand the unknown. What are the triggers for opportunities? That will be discussed tonight, so you don't want to miss tonight. And the second way is to jump to a bigger league by maximizing resources. And maximizing resources means you got to understand what exactly are the things in life that you want to maximize. Because people always say, I want to maximize my wealth, I want to maximize my career, I want to maximize my life. How exactly do you maximize? How do you do that? Well, we'll discuss that tonight. And there are certain things that you can work on that literally can help you maximize certain aspects of your life. So we're going to turn unconscious competence into conscious competence, and potential in your life, potential to be better, feel better, have more, is realized when you realize your mission in life. And so we talked about the challenge that we gave out yesterday, and if you've not already done so, you want to participate in this challenge as well. It's called the Aligning with My Authentic Self Challenge. The links are with this video, wherever you see it. You can see that to download this document. Okay, now there's a specific way to do this. I don't want you to lose out on this. The first thing is you look at your chart, in this section of your chart, to determine what is the strongest element. So you write down, that's my power element. And then you look at where's the second strongest element, then you write down, that's my rising element. Two things. And then you go to the element page and download that sheet, that document, and fill up whatever the question is in there. That's it. Because this will help you align and match whether you are living your authentic self or not. Now, please don't go and download the elements that's not associated with you at all, because there's a total waste of time and confuse the hell out of you. You just go for your power element and the rising element. Just do these two things. This is how you match what you're supposed to be feeling with what you're going through. Because, as I said earlier on, there are 4 aspects, right? You could be misaligned from the year, month, day, or hour, right? There are 4, remember the impact model? So if you're misaligned, at least now you know, okay, I'm misaligned, very influenced by the trends, the society, the fashion, the drama. You know, I'm no longer living my authentic self. And this will help you, you have that realization. So do that exercise, okay? And there was a part that I have recapped on part 2's homework. Because a lot of people make the mistake of not being able to answer the potential gap in terms of putting a number into it, and then the cost of not closing this gap. And lastly, I talked about sharing your key takeaways in our Facebook group. Because when you share your key takeaways, not only that you recap what you learned, but also impact other people. All right? So be ready for tonight. Tonight, part 4, is the penultimate session where we're going to be talking about how do you maximize an opportunity. Firstly, how do you recognize one? How do you actually recognize an opportunity? All right, it's not just not reading a chart. How does it reflect in the real world? And more importantly, what strategies you need to take in order to actually take advantage of an opportunity. And this will transform your life. Okay, so today is the penultimate session. You don't want to miss that. You will definitely want to watch this live. And we are going to be talking about luck management protocol. We're going to talk about sustaining luck. We're going to talk about luck versus opportunities. So many aspects that we will be covering. And of course, there will also be 10 quick fixes to become luckier instantly through the 10 gods. Okay, and tonight you want to watch out for this. Remember this training class? The Pazi Core Identity Atlas. This is going for $1,997, and this training kit as well, the Pazi Core Identity Atlas training kit, where you have all the training cards and flashcards and all this infographics. Well, this is $500. Now, there will be an opportunity that you might learn to get one of this absolutely free, but only if you're attending it live stream. So be sure to show up. You'll learn how, but only when you're watching it live. Sounds fair? Great. I'll see you tonight then, okay?